Hi there, today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about um, how to recreate yourself after a breakup, because the work that I do, I speak to people all the time. Either they've broken up from somebody or they're having a difficult time in their relationship and they are struggling to get past that. Now, one of the things I've got five tips, if you will, of what I feel you should do or what you should do after a breakup to help you to find yourself and bounce back and become, you again, and maybe even a better version of yourself. I mean, one of the first thing I would actually say is be kind to yourself, take care of you. A lot of the times in relationships, we forget about ourselves. A lot of the times we put the other person's wants and needs first, and we forget that, we're a person too. We hear so many things about help this person, take care of that person, and we forget to take care of us. So that's one of the first things I feel you want to do. And after a breakup, you really want to be gentle to yourself, be kind to yourself. What you say to yourself is so important. Don't say, oh, I was no good, or I was too fat, or I wasn't good enough, or they met someone better, or what have you. I think sometimes people can be harsh on themselves and blame themselves. On the other side of that, people can sometimes just go around being a victim, blaming the other person. And that doesn't work either, because, then you're not taking responsibility. And if you are a victim, obviously you can't do anything to change your circumstances. So I would definitely say, definitely be kind to yourself, but at the same time, take responsibility for your part in the breakup. And the second one is look at yourself. Where did you go wrong? Were there red flags at the beginning of your relationship? A lot of the times there are red flags, and we don't sort of acknowledge them because we're too caught up in the honeymoon period. I know for myself, there were red flags. We were different cultures. We had different beliefs about some of the key things. But obviously we were so caught up with the moment and just wanting to be together, or for whatever reason, obviously from my side, I know it was, love, and I'm sure it was on that side as well. But, we sometimes just get caught up. And I would say don't fall in the trance of love. Stand in love, stand up and be wide awake so that you can spot the red flags before you get in. And that's not always to say. A lot of the times, some people who I speak to in my work, that is not the case. They had everything, ticked, but people change. And this is why I say to people, getting into relationships is not for the faint-hearted, because you may get in and find that, oh my God, I'm with this person and I've been on this journey all my life. And what I want now is so different from what I wanted, and people change. And sometimes people don't change together. They change, one person might be happy how things are and the other person is not. And I think this is why it's so important to pay attention in your relationship. Are you both on the same path? Do you still want the same things? Or is it changing? Or have you changed? Or have they changed? And that's another thing that I think, people don't always focus on. We can just get caught up in, well, we're together, we're married, and this is how it is. We're just gonna, trundle along through this. We're in this together forever. But people forget there's a get out clause called divorce or separation. So, you're never too comfortable, never get too comfortable in the relationship. So anyway, we're talking about the 5 tips that's taken us to recreate ourselves. Find new hobbies, find new things to do. Look at some of the things that you put off. I mean, I know for me, when I was in my marriage, I put all my I lost myself basically, and it was, I don't blame my partner for that, I blame myself, because I should have been paying attention. You know, was I doing things that made me happy, or was I always just thinking about what made us happy? Was I was I growing, or had I just stayed stagnant in that relationship, in that marriage? And again, the people I speak to, again, a lot of the times people can just get quite stuck. They're not happy, but they just think, you know, maybe this is how it is, you know, when you love somebody, you have to just get on with it. And they sometimes as well, you push the other person. I know for me, I was pushing my partner to do live his dreams, live his goals, and I was standing in the back trying to be the supportive wife. And what I didn't realise was, the more I was not being true to myself and not honouring my goals, my dreams, I was really not much of a person. I was just becoming a sort of, you know, robot. Not a robot, but just a minor person in this relationship, and really just pushing, you know, my partner to be the things that he wanted. He was very clear about what he wanted to do and what he wanted to be, and I was just being, you know, in the support role. So it was almost like he was on stage. Say we put it into the say we looked at a film. So he was the star, and I was in the supporting cast. And we all know what happens to those who are in the supporting cast. You know, they don't have very big roles, and they can quite easily be killed off. So don't do that. You know, even if you want to support your partner, but make sure you're also supporting your own goals. You know, your soul has come here for a purpose, has got a purpose. Your soul came here to create and be. And if you don't honour that, you're gonna find that the things that where you put your allegiance is not going to work. You know, you have to honour your soul's values, your soul's purpose, because your soul came here to impact, to make an impact in the world. And I think you know, when you're scared, you know, for me it was fear, shyness. My husband had a much bigger personality. He was much more comfortable with people, and I was always, you know, in the background, you know, kind of, you know, just hiding myself. And I have to say, don't do that. And as scared as I am still, and even doing these little videos, I'm overthinking, oh my God, what am I looking like? What am I, you know, what are people going to think? What if people I know see me, you know, standing here bearing my soul? And those things don't matter. What matters is, you know, my intention, why I'm doing it. And anyway, I don't want to lose track. I'm still going to carry on with these tips. Let me just put my glasses back on. So don't rush back into a new relationship. When I split up with my partner, I, you know, met somebody, and as much as I really liked them, and, you know, they really liked me, I wasn't ready. I really wasn't ready. And it was the wrong thing to do. So I would say, do not rush back into a relationship. Stay and get to know yourself. Have a relationship with yourself. When you are in a relationship and you lose yourself in that relationship, the last thing you want to do is get back into a new relationship and do that all over again. You want to get to know you. You want to grow the person that you are becoming. Start looking at what's important to you and where you want to go, and not focus on, oh, I need to be back in a new relationship. It's okay to feel the pain of the breakup. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, just like lifting weights is painful, it grows you. So does focusing on, you know, where you're going, who you're becoming, and, you know, grieving. It's okay to grieve about the past. And it's also, that's how you can get to a place where you can, you know, move on. The other thing I would say to you is study relationships, you know, understand, you know, what you want. But first of all, decide what your non-negotiables are. What are you not willing to put up with in a relationship? What do you bring to the relationship? Who are you in a relationship? What do you bring? Why should somebody want to be with you? So know your values, know who you are, know what yourself, your worth, know what you're bringing. And when you do that, it's easier for you to not just jump into a relationship because it feels good, and you don't feel lonely. You don't feel, oh my God, I need somebody. You realize that it's all about, you're very comfortable with being on your own, being single, but you're also not willing to just jump into a relationship because you're desperate. Desperate has a scent that will send people flying away. So one of the things that I say to people who I speak to on a day-to-day basis is get to know yourself, fall in love with yourself, and give yourself the gift of happiness, joy, peace, and learn new things. Be happy learning new things. Make new friends, make friends with men and women, have a really good, healthy social life. I don't really get out that much because I'm doing so many things at the moment, and I work from home and I do my projects and what have you. But I have a lot of male friends, female friends that, are there for me, that I talk to and that I enjoy, connecting with. So it's really, really important to make sure that you have a good selection of friends. Be comfortable around female friends, be comfortable around male friends. Don't let the male friendships become something that, more than, have male friends, just like you have female friends. I think, for me, I love having, both. I find talking to men very, very, it gives you another perspective, but don't let those friendships, kind of step out of the boundaries, put boundaries around that. And you will start seeing, you'll start meeting and knowing the kind of men that could be your potential partner. And you've got a better, you're holding yourself in a better standard. You're not just allowing people to just come in and say, I want to be with you, and you're kind of, there's just this one person that keeps popping up. No, as I always say to the ladies that I speak to in my work, remember that nothing happens until you say yes. So women, ladies, don't feel that just because a man is pursuing you, if he's not right for you, if he's not what you need in your life, if he's going to come into your life and not add to it, but take from it or change you in ways that you don't want to be changed, then, feel comfortable saying, no, you're lovely, but, I'm either not ready for a relationship or this is not going to work for me. So just don't rush back into relationships. There's no point. So the 5 points again: be kind to yourself, take care of yourself, look at where you went wrong, and make those, don't make the same mistake twice. Yeah. Don't rush back into relationships. Make new friends of both sexes, and study relationship. Understand what relationship is about. Listen to podcasts. Have counselling. Have coaching, relationship coaching. There's so many relationship coaching opportunities out there for people to kind of learn and grow. Relationships are changing so much with social media, dating lines, all sorts of things. So we live in a different time. 22 years ago, when I was in my relationship which turned into a marriage, things were really different. We didn't have the opportunities that we have now to meet people. And at the same time, you have to also be careful. This is a great time, but it can also be a difficult, a dangerous time, because, there's all sorts going on. I don't want to kind of morph into another topic, but I will be doing more topics like this on relationship. But I just thought I would just jump on and just talk about how to recreate yourself after, a relationship has ended, because, 14 minutes. I didn't mean to go this long at all. It was supposed to be a 5 minute, 1 minute each. But anyway, yeah, that's the gist of it. I'll probably will come back and do another video on this and maybe give a little bit more insight, but 15 minutes is not quite what I had in mind. But yeah, if you like this topic, if relationships are important to you, if you want to kind of get some support, some help, and you want to kind of know more about relationships, I will be doing more videos. Let me know your questions or comments if you agree with what I've said, if you've got some tips to give people, because people, trust me, the work I do, it is a big subject. We get people calling all the time, you know, wanting support. So if you've got any help, any support, oh, that's my call, I'd better go. I was waiting for a parcel, so I thought I would just jump on. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.